Hello, everybody, and welcome out to the Comic Panel. I'm Comic Drake.
I'm Dylan from Orm's Corner.
And I'm Bilal.
I know comics.
So do I.
But I don't.
So this is a new show. We're going to be talking to our non-comic book reading friends about the crazy and very strange world of comics. Today we're going to be talking about the hit DC Comics event, Heroes in Crisis.
Did it sell well?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know.
I honestly have not been looking at sales data for Heroes in Crisis.
Am I allowed to guess what happens?
What do you think it is based on the name?
I think sidekicks become the heroes and try to save their respective tutor. You
are on the money in that sidekicks are a pretty integral part to the book, but that's about it.
That's it, yeah.
All right, okay.
Other than that, you're like way off. That sounds like a cool book, though. So Tom King is very polarizing, but I'm going to give you like a quick rundown of his bibliography before we get into Heroes in Crisis. So first off, a little background on him himself. He was a CIA agent. Like a no-joke CIA.
No way,
agent.
okay.
Yeah. The first thing of note that he did was a book called Grayson for DC, which is...
Dick Grayson?
Yeah, it's Dick Grayson, no longer Nightwing or Robin, as like a secret agent, basically. Right. So he's writing what he does.
But then Vision happened, and then Vision really exploded in popularity.
I've seen some cuts of the Vision. I've seen some pages. Those are really good ones.
It is insanely popular.
Mm-hmm. Basically, DC was like, this is a golden boy. Like, we love this guy. And they started sort of... They did this thing that a lot of comic book companies do where they latch on to a celebrity writer and just kind of hand the keys to the kingdom to them. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, all right, you wrote a 12-issue miniseries about Vision, a very self-contained character. Let's give you Mr. Miracle, so that Mr. Miracle is like a big cosmic character in DC. So like, let's give you this, which potentially you could change the fabric of the DC universe. Mm-hmm. And then also let's give you Batman, our
most popular
character.
And let's have you write the New Gods movie coming out.
Right, which that's recent.
Oh,
but he's co-writing that.
Right.
But then the big thing is that they decided to have a large event, and this is Heroes in Crisis.
It was supposed to be a 7-issue miniseries detailing a place called Sanctuary, which is
it's superhero rehab.
Yeah.
It's a mental facility for heroes and also some villains. Basically, anybody that has powers. Basically, I mean, Harley Quinn's in it, Poison Ivy's in it, but then also a lot of unknown characters, not necessarily unknown, but like lesser known. So Blue Jay, the Protector from the Teen Titans Drug Awareness Campaign, which I did a video all about, and actually that issue of Heroes in Crisis is what inspired that, because I'd never heard of the Protector until he appeared there.
Okay, all right, okay, hold on. So, so it's a rehab center for powered or meta-humans.
Yeah, mostly heroes.
The physically what it is the Trinity, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman got together and they were like, hey, we all are goofed up in the head. We gotta give somebody someplace to do something. So So they built this place that's essentially the old Kent farm, and they put this robot who I think is called Sanctuary. I'm pretty sure the robot is called Sanctuary.
But there's robot caretakers, and then everybody has their own individual cell. Not really cell, more like a room. Okay. And so they can talk to the facility, and it also creates like holograms. So they can recreate events. And so they can work through a lot of their problems through this. And everything is being recorded and then instantly deleted. Also, in any common areas, they have masks and robes if you want to really be secret. Otherwise, the technology will mask your identity. That way, it's all completely anonymous for heroes.
Yeah, you're supposed to, when you get there, like once you enter the door and you get greeted by like these robot versions of the Kents who are like, come on in, because they're trying to make you like feel happy.
Right. Yeah.
And then you basically stay in this house, and you go into these confessional rooms, and you talk to what is essentially a robot, and just talk to it.
Quick question: Are the Kents dead in this?
Oh yeah, they're super dead.
Oh Christ! Okay, all right.
But also, something interesting, though, is that this was actually set up in some of the main comics. So it was set up in The Flash, yet also in Green Arrow. Because two of the more prominent people that are inside of Sanctuary, which we're going to get into in a bit, is Red Arrow, Roy Harper, or Arsenal, as he currently is, and Wally West, who also goes by The Flash. Now, something interesting about Wally West is that he is the version from before Flashpoint, before the New 52. He was incorporated into the modern continuity in DC Rebirth, and he remembers everything that happened before Flashpoint. So now he's struggling with being in basically an entirely new world where everybody forgot that he existed, and so this is really messing with him mentally.
You got a question, I can tell.
The only question is, you mentioned Arsenal. The only Arsenal lore I know is from Young Justice season 2. That's all I know about Arsenal.
Okay, so he's not a clone.
That's all I wanted, damn it.
In the book, there are you see the confessionals of these heroes talking, and usually it's like a couple panels or one panel of just like a hero that maybe you've probably never heard of, just talking about their issues. So that sort of brings us to the premise of the book, which is kind of twofold here. There are two inciting events that like kick off Heroes in Crisis. You have something to say? It seems like
Okay. I just want to... My ideal Heroes in Crisis book would be more of a comedic like tinge. I would like them...
No. None of that is in this book.
You told me this premise, and all I'm imagining is just like a weird like interactions, all the interactions you can't get against heroes and villains as hero and villains. I want sort of like comedic Heroes in Crisis. Here we are talking about our problems, like in a group
like
discussion,
a focus group,
like a focus group, or like
that'd be
a
great.
therapy group.
Nope.
No, it's
how do you
very different in tone.
How do you think so? Knowing what the book is about Sanctuary and heroes being in crisis, why? Like, what do you think kicks off this event? Like, why are we reading about this now?
Let's see what year is this?
2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That recent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it just
ended like 2 weeks ago.
As of time of recording.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
We're both like at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
I nothing is coming to mind.
Okay. That's yeah.
Yeah. So the book starts. Everybody's dead.
What do you mean?
Everyone-
Who's everybody?
Everyone that was at Sanctuary at the time is dead.
Wally West, dead. Arsenal, dead. Every character that you've seen interviewed, dead. There's only 2 survivors. Harley Quinn and my favorite character of all time, Booster Gold.
So basically,
No, pull back. All right, okay. So first issue, how many issues is this?
9, yeah.
9.
it was gonna be 7.
It was going to be
Should have
7.
been 4.
Oh no. Okay, that's
real long.
That's very tough.
I like some of the
All
issues they did. They're one-offs to more
Okay.
really give emotional context.
Should have been
So
tie-ins.
everybody is dead. DEADT.
The ones you care about are Wally West and Roy Harper.
What do you mean the ones you care about?
Oh, and
Everyone's
Poison
dead.
Ivy.
Oh yeah, and Poison Ivy's dead too.
Everyone that was there at the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so basically anybody who was checked in and was staying at the facility, some heroes can come and go, but a lot
So
of
you
them
got
opt
like
to check in.
You got like Nert. You got Lagoon
You
Boy.
can't just say nerd and not explain nerd. And
Who all knows who Nert is?
I don't know who nerd. You don't know who nerd is?
You ever heard of a caveman?
Yes.
This Nert.
don't
Well,
you lie to me.
he's just a Marvel or DC caveman.
He's just a caveman.
Remember Lagoon Boy from Young Justice?
I remember. Oh no, I'm pulled back to nerd. I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm imagining that one
he's dead.
Because he's a Neanderthal, a nerd.
No, okay, so the Scooby-Doo episode where they unfreeze a caveman.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nerd.
That's Nert.
Yeah.
That's basically.
He's dead.
He's kind of smart. He could talk. He's like.
Oh, rest in peace, nerd.
Yeah, you got Nert, Lagoon Boy. You got Protector. You got a bunch of people are dead.
So this is
Blue
like
Jay.
third string superheroes.
A lot of them,
in
yeah.
this-
Yeah,
But
except
then-
for Wally West and Roy Harper.
And Poison Ivy.
And Poison
Poison
Ivy.
Ivy.
What about Harley Quinn?
Well, Harley Quinn and Booster.
She's alive.
Okay, so yeah, they're the only 2 people alive, and and it looks like that. Okay, well, everybody's dead except for these 2 characters. Who killed everybody?
Yeah, that's the mystery.
Who shot Hannibal?
Yeah. Who shot him?
Is there not a series about
No.
Sanctuary?
No. That
This
is Heroes in
is-
Crisis. This is the story. It starts off everybody's dead.
Okay,
So
it's
for a while they've been
it's
planting
media
the
rest.
seeds.
Yeah, it's mostly flashback.
All right.
in
kind
the
of.
yeah. So like the book is split between 3 things. The book is split between like it's split between showing people confessing at Sanctuary,
Yeah.
the Trinity, and just basically everyone trying to figure out if Booster Gold or Harley Quinn killed all these people.
Booster Gold.
And the third thing, the reason we're seeing all these confessionals is that someone leaked them all. Apparently they weren't being deleted. Batman set up a system that they were supposed to be deleted right after they were filmed, which I don't even know why he was filming them in the first place.
Weirdo.
Maybe
Sure.
to aggregate data to create the simulations.
Great. Thanks,
knows?
Batman.
I don't know.
But they weren't being deleted. Somebody leaked them to Lois Lane, And Superman's like, bruh,
So-
you can't.
Well, because here's the other thing. Not only are all these B-list characters and C-list, Z-list all being in there, but Sanctuary is also designed for Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to also confess, taking like in their
Which they do.
yeah, but like they confess and they're in their civilian garb. Batman takes off the cowl. Superman is in Clark Kent. It's not specified if that gets leaked.
Yeah, they so the plot line of everything getting leaked and Lois Lane publishing it is kind of like no.
Ignored.
Okay, so wait, that's pushing. Okay, question.
Yes.
Lois Lane does not know Superman is Superman.
Oh, they're
right
married
now.
and have a kid.
No, yeah, they do.
Then-
They everything's out in the open. The reason
How bad are these confessionals for her to be like, oh I can't.
she okay, so she publishes it, but she does it because she's a journalist. She has to. People have to know. But Superman's like, give me some time so that I can talk to the public before you publish the article.
All right.
So she does give him that time, and he that is a really good issue where he's Superman is talking, like making a statement with the Trinity.
And he's like, "Yo, we got problems."
He's like, yeah,
Dude.
look, like people expect such great strength from us, and we have problems too, and we needed a place to like.
He does a Superman speech.
Yeah,
okay.
He does a great like Superman,
it's well
Captain
written,
America style, like yes,
I like a lot of what the book did.
yeah.
Okay.
And in concept, awesome premise. Like, yeah, sure, superheroes they do need therapy. Everybody needs to go to therapy.
Therapy, yeah.
But the problem is where Tom King steps in and he's like, hey, I'm gonna take 9 issues to write a 4-issue storyline. Let's drop the first bomb. Wally West isn't dead.
Oh, I had 2 more questions. Okay. How can you tell it is a 4-issue story? Stretch out this 9.
So the reason for that is because there are a lot of things told in flashback, and there's a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the actual plot, like the physical plot of who killed everyone.
Yeah, a lot of it.
What's going on with Wally? It's like there's a couple issues that are completely dedicated to like Nert and Lagoon Boy,
Right.
Just
Oh,
in
Nert.
Sanctuary.
No, but see, I really appreciate those because I think it really gives a lot more of the emotional complexity
Sure.
to the book and the
Should've
fact
been tie-ins.
that yeah, right. and I think it adds to the necessity of Sanctuary. I agree they should have been tie-ins. They could have been cut from the main book, but I enjoy them. They're not bad.
No, they're not bad issues. Like the Nert and the Lagoon Boy, and there's there's a third.
Probably
in
some
there.
of the best books there.
Yeah, I think that issue's great. It has literally nothing to do with the main.
Right.
plot.
For the sake of brevity, it probably it could have easily been taken out.
Like that's why I said it's a story that can be told in 4 issues.
Okay.
Who killed him? We go down this path, like, oh, Harley stuff. I didn't kill them. We go down Booster path. I didn't kill them. Well, somebody's clearly lying.
Yeah.
So
well,
and-
they both think that the other killed everyone.
Right,
Okay.
and
Sanctuary.
because basically when everybody shows up, they're both there together, and then like they're kind of hunting each other down for a bit, and then like other heroes get involved, and what ends up happening are these 2 bits where it's kind of like, oh, who do you side with, reader? And then we might
Civil War.
yeah, we might as well get to the big bombshell. Think that's fair?
I need
With
to
the
know.
big one?
The
The
big
big
one.
one.
Like, who killed everybody?
Okay.
Okay, so
You wanna say it on 3.
spoilers for the
Heroes in
end of
Crisis.
Heroes in Crisis. If you do not want the biggest plot twist spoiled, probably in the video, make sure
Hold
to
on.
leave a comment
What
and
do
like.
you think killed everyone?
I don't. I'm going to say neither of them. It's a third party. Wally West?
Bingo.
Wally West
Oh, yes!
is the killer.
Yes!
This is the point
It's
where
a good reveal.
everyone went like, okay, we like they were here, fans were here, and they were like, nope.
Yeah,
Like
the divide.
Like half went this way, half went this way. People were like, "Fuck you, Tom King," and they were like, "Oh, Tom King, this is great." Drake and I are kind of on the side of this is an acceptable decision.
I love
Acceptable?
I love Wally West with a burning passion. He is one of my favorite characters in the entire DC universe. He is a very important deal, and like I said, I really think that he is the heart and soul of the entire universe. When you think of hope and the entire I guess like the general thesis of the DC universe, Wally West is the culmination of all of it. Arguably more than Superman, in my opinion. So I say this
High praise.
being very invested in the character. It works because what happens is Wally basically gets into the mainframe of Sanctuary. In a nanosecond, he watches everybody's videos of all of their confessions and everything. And so he is experiencing all of their pain and these awful stories, everything they have to say.
The reason for this, just for a little more context, the reason he did this was because the whole time at Sanctuary, and the whole time, like, one of the reasons he went to Sanctuary is because he feels alone. Like, he's felt alone since he got brought back into the DC universe because everyone's different. There's this Wallace guy who's Kid Flash now.
Yeah, Wallace and Wally are different people.
Yeah.
Barry, like, sort of remembers him. His kids are dead. His wife has no idea who he is. And he just feels, like, alone and sad. And so he's like, and people like Sanctuary keeps telling him there are other people here that are going through what you're going through, and everyone keeps telling him you're not alone.
And he's like,
everyone's going through what you're going through.
No, not the
He's
same
like,
thing.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
So he goes into the mainframe and he sees everything.
But he sees everything.
Like, he sees all of the confessionals. He sees everything that people are dealing with. And it breaks him.
That's a lot of pain to experience in
like once.
Yeah,
because he's the Flash.
It's basically maybe 1 second in real time, and he experiences all of this, and it overloads him. And one thing that's very important about Wally West is that he is the most powerful speedster to ever exist. He is leagues more powerful than Barry Allen. Like, they say that the Flash is the fastest man alive. Wally West is the fastest Flash. He understands the spiritual side of the Speed Force. He is the character that figured out that he could create a costume out of pure Speed Force.
Hell yeah.
Any of the crazy nonsense that the Flash has gone through, it's all been Wally.
Speed Force was invented when Wally was the Flash.
So that's how powerful
in a
he
meta
is.
sense.
Very
creative.
Speed Force.
And
Yeah, he did. In Flash Rebirth, he's like, hey, Barry, let me show you this cool trick. And then he
called making
changes
a-
his costume.
yeah.
Okay.
And so he basically explodes with lightning and Speed Force energy. And
So when
this kills everybody.
So the alarm is set off. Everybody runs out like a fire drill. And Wally's just there. And people are like, are you good, bro? And then he like freaks out and he's like, rah! And he just accidentally, like, his power overloads.
All right.
And it goes through everyone and kills everyone.
Okay.
It was discovered before Wally was revealed as the perpetrator of all of this, that his body that was found dead, because Wally was found dead, his body was 5 days older than it should be.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, that's the part that I don't understand.
so-
the ending.
So, okay. So this is how Wally fixed it and, like, atoned for it. The reason why...
Okay.
The first, like, 5 issues is, did Booster kill everyone or did Harley kill everyone? Is because Wally set them up.
Yeah, and he hacks the mainframe, and he basically
So-
has them come out simultaneously
Yeah.
to see each other.
He moved all
that
the
way
bodies.
there's plausible deniability.
He moved all the bodies. He reset, like, he put Booster. Booster was also in, like, holodeck. He was
Yeah.
still inside. He like fixed Booster's holodeck thing to look like actual Sanctuary. So Booster did see Harley killing everyone, but that was a hollow version of Harley.
Okay.
Harley did see Booster kill everyone, but that was a hollow version of Booster.
And then also future Wally, because time travel is going to get involved in here, of course, kills himself and then puts the body there. So now there is a Wally corpse.
There's 2 timelines. There's one where he kills himself, and there's one where he doesn't.
What do you? Is
And
this
when
before
I say, and when
Sanctuary?
No.
It's after.
It's so he kills everyone.
Yeah.
And
Accidentally.
then, so one timeline, he kills everyone, 5 days go by, and he's still alive. That's one timeline.
That's one timeline.
He kills everyone, and he travels into the future, into that timeline, finds himself there, kills himself, takes that body, goes back into this timeline, and puts his body there. It's a paradox. But that's what happened.
Wait, okay. Hold on. You said 2 timelines, one where he kills himself.
He literally, like, snaps his own neck.
Not like
Not
suicide,
himself.
Two Wallies.
That's why I say he kills himself.
Wally 1 kills
Not
Wally
himself.
2.
Not his self.
His self.
His
Yes, sure,
self.
his self.
Okay.
And so he brings the body back to the past, and that's the corpse that we've had for Wally this whole time.
Yeah,
So,
and that's why it's
the
5 days older.
The Wally that's been alive is the other Wally.
What do you mean other? Like the Wally of this timeline?
Yes.
Why are there only 2 timelines?
Because there's only the Wally dead, Wally alive. 2 timelines.
Dead Wally, alive Wally.
He's Schrodinger's Wally.
Oh, true.
2 timelines. What is the difference between the 2 timelines?
Wally dead, Wally not dead.
No, but like
That's literally the
they've
only
both
difference.
been
The
alive.
only reason that there's 2 is because in one of them he didn't travel to the future, and then in the
my
other
God.
he did.
Then there's like 3.
sort of.
Yeah, don't think about it.
There's just the reason that there's 2 timelines is because he needs to have not traveled to the future in one, so that he can travel to the future to grab his body. Also, Poison Ivy's alive.
What?
We'll get to that.
I just want to break your brain real quick.
Okay, can I quick? If we have any writers in comic books that are watching this for any dumb reason, listen.
Stop doing time.
Booster Gold is my favorite character of all time. He literally revolves around time travel.
Oh,
Stop doing time travel.
I hate time travel.
It's complicated and nobody really likes it.
I'm trying to think of like one good story that has time travel.
So, Poison Ivy's alive because Poison Ivy had a seed of Poison Ivy, and then...
Well, no, not really. It's not a seed. It's a rose.
Okay, whatever. It's for all intents and purposes, it's a Poison Ivy seed, and then Wally takes it from the future and then plants it in the past.
So
that
what
she
happens?
can grow.
Harley is mourning Ivy's loss, and she goes up onto a bridge, and she has this rose with her, which is apparently a rose that she found at Sanctuary because it's Poison Ivy. It's like, you know how in Guardians when there's a little twig of Groot and they grow that. She throws it into the Gotham River. And then in the 9th issue, Tom King's like, "Oh yeah, one of the Wallies tells the other Wally to go back to the river."
You're gonna stop. You can't say other Wallies.
No,
He killed one.
Right. Okay.
Not yet.
Right. So before he
Not dead yet.
so before he killed himself in that timeline, the Wallies are talking to each other and they know the loop. So like, how is this all gonna work? It's gonna end up being. And then Booster says this, and then Booster immediately chimes in.
Wally has to not travel to the future so that he can travel to the future.
And so what ends up happening
paradox.
is Ivy ends up regrowing, and she's in this weird like muscle and sinew style. It's like if she didn't have skin, but she's all plant based.
Yeah.
So you see like
She just
all
looks
that,
like a plant,
because
but like a hot plant.
How does this deal with like Ivy as a person? Like, how does that like?
Okay.
Wait,
We don't
is
know
this the
yet.
same Ivy?
well, okay, no, it is the same Ivy, but it's like a new body. Okay, so
And she kind of talks a little not fully there.
right, because she's still growing.
Yeah.
You know how in Digimon, whenever they die, they go back into an egg and they have to go through. They retain all of their consciousness. Yeah, Ivy's a Digimon now.
Shut up. How did they choose which Wally to die?
Future Wally.
So here's the thing. It's a loop up until the point that we get to issue 9, where so in the background, Booster and Harley have been like running from the Trinity because the Trinity and the Flash think that one of them did it. They're trying to track both of them down. Meanwhile, Batgirl is helping Harley escape because Harley appealed to Batgirl's sensibilities, and Ted Kord meets up with Booster Gold, and they're like running away as well.
Yeah, that guy.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're best friends.
And then not Jaime Reyes.
The Blue Beetle before Jaime Reyes.
okay.
It's a different thing.
All right.
But look,
He's just a white dude in a lab coat.
yeah.
I know that one.
Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are best friends. That's
Okay.
that's a big thing.
But eventually the each group like meets up and they're like and they discuss because I think Batgirl or no
but they
Ted and Booster discover that Wally's body was 5 days older. So they're like, something's going on
They
here. It
basically
was
do the
neither of
Spider-Man
us.
point to each other. You did it.
Yeah.
Wally did it.
They get together, and this loop. Meanwhile, this paradoxical loop of Wally killing himself is happening up until the point that Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Booster Gold, and Blue Beetle show up at the point where the two Wallies and Poison Ivy are. This is issue 9 now. This is the end of the series. They show up there, and Wally's about to kill himself, and Booster, and all of them are just like, stop, no, and
then Wally's like, no, you have to do this, complete the loop, and then like, this doesn't make any sense, and then like, trust me, this already happened. And then like basically he's saying things as they happen. Like, my favorite thing is like, and then Booster says, so like to proving like you have to do this loop.
like this has happened all over. It's
Right.
like a Groundhog Day
Yeah,
situation.
so after it ends up happening, it's all good. And then Wally's like, okay, there's still one Wally alive now, because the one that killed himself. Now he's like, now I need to atone.
Okay. All right. So he comes back. 2 timelines, but they all see him kill himself.
Yes.
He puts.
They're one timeline now.
They've always been one.
Right. It's always been one timeline because it's a circle that
It's
never
like
ends.
a timeline, and then there's like a loop here, and then it keeps going after the loop.
Okay.
Issue 9 is when the loop ends.
Okay. It's a loop. It's like a little bubble. He puts the body in the past, and he comes back to the future, and be like, "Okay, guys, all clean now. Let's do this."
But he's not all clean. He's like, yeah, I messed up. I need to repent.
Yeah. So
All right,
the two things that he like does to atone, aside from like setting Booster and Harley up for no reason, is he sends a confession tape into Lois along with all the confessionals. So he's like, here's why I did it. Here's what I did. I am responsible. I'm Wally West. I'm the fastest man alive. I'm a Flash. So he sends that into Lois, and then he like surrenders himself and he goes to prison. Harley and Ivy are back together, but Ivy's a plant girl.
She always was, I guess.
Yeah,
but
but
like
she's
she's
still
a
growing.
plant girl. His self. Also in issue 9, everyone's got a fat ass. I just wanted to let that be known. There's like 2-page spreads where like the Wallies are hugging each other and their asses are like this big. And then there's also a page where Ivy and Harley are hugging each other and their asses are this big. So that's Heroes in Crisis. Any questions? Yes, several.
Several. Like, now that I know everything that happens, I guess I'm okay with it. I guess I'm like, this makes...
It feels to me like Tom King wanted to kill Wally West, but he didn't... But he wanted to like give a reason for why he was dying that was more than just a villain killed him.
Yeah.
So but either DC editorial or pressure from the fans was like, no, do not kill Wally West. We just got him back. So they did this weird time loop and send him to prison where he can very easily be...
So it reads like, hey, him seeing all those testimonials actually didn't go crazy and he exploded, and that's his death. But then, like you said, DC editorial was like, pull that back, and then weird time.
I feel like that's a lot of what it was.
Yeah.
Because Tom King does, and we know like from a little bit of the behind the scenes, especially with his Batman, Tom King loves to make huge changes to characters.
He's the one that was going to get Batman and Catwoman married and then undid and basically Catwoman left Batman at the altar.
Married?
Oh no. No. The issue they were going to get married, Selena just leaves. That already,
because her murderer friend said Batman can't be happy
that
and
already
be Batman.
got Tom King in a lot of hot water with the fans, and so a lot of people did come in with a little bit of confirmation bias, already hating Tom King, and then you make a beloved character a mass murderer.
That was
he lost a lot of goodwill with a lot of people.
I have so many more questions. All right. Okay. So
these will be your final questions.
All right. Lord.
Overtime.
A lot over my. Okay. Off mic. So, question is 9 issues, and it just felt like fluff. Like
a lot of it did, yeah.
And to you, what about
me?
I think that we need the extra issues to help pad out the severity of Sanctuary, seeing how many more people are in there, and I also think it's important to see the importance of Sanctuary existing in the first place. I like it. I think it would be better as tie-ins.
Yeah.
It's not crucial to the main story, but I'm so glad that we have it. I think the ones that you can cut are generally the best issues of the entire series.
Yeah.
I think it's like if you're watching a Thor movie and then suddenly there's 30 minutes just about Sif, who's not like relevant to the plot at all.
Okay, but I would like that if it's...
Okay, but it doesn't come up again.
Yeah.
You know, in Last Jedi, whenever they have that entire section about the casino, I like that part, but it's not necessary for the movie, really.
You two read it. Did you read it as like
issue by
one
issue
session, or you read it issue by issue?
We both read it.
We both did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Issue by
It's
issue.
not in trade yet.
It's not in trade
at the
yet.
time. Yeah, no. That's actually I just reviewed the 9th issue for Amino, and I said in it like maybe it does read better at bingeable.
As a trade,
Yeah.
It's like I don't know because I haven't read it like that. And that's something that I feel like there are a lot of writers, Tom King, Bendis, people that
they thrive in the self-contained
thrive in a self-contained, in a trade like just format. They're much better in that, and it's very possible that Heroes in Crisis is better and makes more sense in that way.
Yeah, personally, I'm taking a little bit of time away from the book so then I can go back and read it all with a fresh set of eyes without having any of like the social media, because I'm so hooked in to comic book Twitter.
Yeah.
That my opinions,
job.
but it's a little bit tainted because of that, because I see all the fans that are just so angry and full of piss and vinegar, and then I see the people who are angry at them.
That was actually a lot of like my early impressions of the book, because the first like 4 issues are just the Trinity chasing after Booster Gold and Harley Quinn, and I was like, this is great. I love this, and Drake and Jolie, who we've had on before, love Booster Gold, and they were like,
Booster
"This
Gold.
isn't Booster," and I'm like, someone who doesn't know anything about Booster Gold,
Yeah.
I'm like, this seems fine to me.
But yeah, that's Heroes in Crisis. It existed, and it divided a lot of the community on a writer who has already done some stuff that already divided the community.
Polarizing. I think this is something I tweeted about a while ago, where I was thinking about like there are so many comic book events that just people don't think about anymore in terms of like they don't come up in continuity, they people don't remember them because they weren't memorable. Like Fear itself.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
ever right? Nobody ever references Fear
Is that
itself.
Scarecrow?
Nobody.
Nope, that's a Marvel
That's a
book.
Marvel event.
Oh,
so it sounds like a DC
Christ.
event. It's about Cull, who is Odin's brother.
Yeah, Fear itself. Everybody gets a hammer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
How's that fear?
That's a different video.
Cull is
trust
the
me.
god of fear.
All right.
So there are events like that, and I feel like Heroes in Crisis is going to line up into that.
Yeah.
Where,
People don't remember this one?
yeah, and
Okay.
and I think writers are going to undo it pretty quickly because really the only changes that Heroes in Crisis brought, aside from all the minor like the C-listers being dead, is that Roy Harper is dead.
And he's gonna come back to life. We all know he's going to.
Wally West is in prison, and Poison Ivy looks like that.
Are you telling me this is lining up for a clone plot line?
Oh. Uh-oh. They tie it into Young Justice.
I mean, they
I'd
could.
be okay with that. I
Yeah.
love the
Okay.
Roys and their security agency. It's so good.
But yeah, so that's Heroes in Crisis in a nutshell.
All right, okay. Like,
I would recommend, you know what, honestly, when it comes out on trade, if you want to read it, go for it. I think
it's interesting.
It's
might
not a
be
bad. It's
better
not a
on
bad
trade.
book.
It's not bad, right? And it sounds like you explaining all of this in its entirety to me sounds like it reads better in trade.
Yeah.
yes. And I think like the main problems that a lot of people have with it, myself included, is the plot. Because it's convoluted and it took too long to
The
tell.
art is gorgeous.
But oh yeah, the art is
bet.
beautiful. But especially that first issue. But like those minor like basically tie-in issues, those are wonderfully well written. They're great. I don't know if they're in character because I don't know what the hell Nert does.
well, I mean, we don't know which version of Nerd this is. Is it
It's
pre or
true.
post Flashpoint?
Please stop saying versions.
3 Wallies, 6 Wallies.
3 Jokers, 3 Wallies.
Oh no! Oh god, I forgot about 3 Jokers.
Oh,
That'll
no,
be an
is that
episode.
right?
That's 3 Jokers. Is an
It'll
episode.
come.
Anyway.
It's not out yet.
Okay.
What do you guys think about Heroes in Crisis? Did you read it? Did you read it when it came out, issue by issue? If you're watching this in the future, did you read it in trade? Have you not?
If you're watching it in the future, which timeline are you from? The one where Wally killed himself, or himself,
Himself.
or the one where he did?
And also, if you haven't read Heroes in Crisis and your only exposure to it is this, what do you think? We'd like to hear all of this down there in the comments below.
Yeah, give us a thing. Hey, Bilal, where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me on Twitter at Funkyard Garden. Yeah, at Funkyard Garden. That's my tag name.
It's got a good Twitter.
Yeah, it's a good Twitter. You know, just me. I'm not trying to curse here, but just, you know, finagling about.
He posts nonsense.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
it's great.
Good.
But yeah, we're probably gonna have Bilal back on in the future. So thank you guys very much. Hopefully, you're all nice in the comments as well. But anyway, this has been us, and we're the Comic Panel.
Bye.